These are the top 20 videos, in my opinion, that I have watched with you through this journey that I think have made a significant impact on me or impressed me in some way. Coming in at number 20, we have 1999, Write the Future, Tiger JK, Yoon Murray, Voodoo Boogie.
What does that see through? You be running off on the plug cause you don't recruit. I don't socialize with you do cause I'm a recluse. If anybody ever fall off, we gotta regroup. Crew like Voltron, villains being violated. Anything anti-us will be annihilated.
Because of the fact that MBK flies this friggin' drone around this room and there are no cuts. He flies around this room, around all these people, around all these objects, in, through, in between, and manages to catch the artists as they're singing, respectively. So good. So good. And there's only one cut, and it's when they're leaving the building. There's the light leak of the sunlight, and then we transition to the next scene because, obviously, Tiger JK and everybody's up on the roof. We had to get them there somehow. Coming up next, number 19, G, Idol, Revenge. The perspective change that happens in this video is extraordinary. Not only do they present this story of the detective trying to figure it all out, trying to piece the crime together. But then when we go, because she's in deep, right? And we see all the stuff on the wall. She's starting to figure it out with like the frozen pieces and stuff. But then we get the perspective change where we see what happened. We look through the door and then we get the perspective of the perpetrator. It's already spectacular. But then when those eyes open up, this is what I love about Idol. They are dark AF. They've got a strength to them that's so friggin', it's so satisfying. Next up, number 18, Coldplay. This is the director's cut of All My Love.
All the colors of the weather. We've been through high, every corner of the sky.
Not every video on this list of top 20 is here because it's a cinematic masterpiece. Now, I do think this is a masterpiece, but for different reasons. I think that this is, first of all, it's the director's cut. It's not just the video itself, it's the director's cut. So this was Spike Jonze' vision for what this video could be or what it should be, but maybe because it's 7 minutes and 18 seconds and it's paced very differently, it's not the type of video you release on like to a national level or whatever, right? So it's a very, very well done piece in honor of Dick Van Dyke, who, as you can see, even if you don't know necessarily who he is, you can understand that he is someone that has brought a lot of joy to a lot of people over decades, right? Decades. And there's something to that. You know, all the stuff that we talk about on this channel with all the dark stuff and all the tough conversations that we have, there's still something to be respected about people like this. And whether it's Dick Van Dyke or whether it's Chris that's sitting there writing the song, the people that are behind the scenes putting the stuff together, they're doing their own, they're having their own contribution into putting what they think is good out into the world. And I think there's something to be said for that. Next up, number 17, Burnout Dynasty. The general theme being that, like, we are a burnout society. You know, the posting on social media, the constant strain of trying to please everybody and be the perfect version of yourself for other people that don't really matter, right? It's so incredibly done. And not only the song, I think, is so brilliant and so perfectly timed, the cinematography of this video is amazing. And that's not amazing in spite of the fact that she is a small, I don't even know if she's a small artist. I just know she has 65,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, this would be amazing if she had 10 million subscribers. I think it's phenomenal. Next up, number 16, Chen Mina, Bijin. This video having all the cultural context of her speaking against like parts of the culture that, you know, what might make women be subservient or less than, or, you know, like against equality in some way. Like, she is so spectacular. She's so powerful. And all of the imagery in this, even kind of going through this first part where you do have this very cultural aspect of like what it means to be a perfect woman, right? And even down to this moment where he's reacting to this scar, and it's very over the top, obviously. This feels like an exaggeration of, and it's not really about the scar, it's about the fact that this is how men might react when their woman is not perfect. You know what I mean? It doesn't line up. But to go from as she's looking at herself in the mirror to these shots in the darkness, I mean, even that imagery there of her with the tape measure, like as if she has to measure, she has to fit into a certain box of what's attractive and what's perfect. Like, she just ain't having it. And I am here for it. Give her a megaphone and let her say her piece. This last part with this, when it goes into another song, which is called, I think it's called Dahlia. We go from this, you know, we're women, we're beautiful, God, here I am. And then we end with rebirth that happens, because then we watch the rage come back. Like, it is not done. So when we make you sit in this space and then we end on this note, it is just, to me, symbolically, it's her way of saying, like, even if you silence me, more are coming. We will not stop until we're heard. Next up, number 5, The Rose, Wonder. I love this video because it's such a great tribute to the fandom itself, and it's done in such a creative way, to even where they're using the fans' footage to make the video. It's such a great piece, and The Rose is just so good about, again, putting the good out into the world. So that's why it makes my top 15. Next up, number 14, ATEEZ, Halazia. See, not only is the cinematography just so spectacular, but the way that this song is built, the build up towards the end, and then them using this like bell slash, yeah, it's like a bell sound, and using it as the anti-drop through the rest of the song. Oh, so good. And honestly, like, you look at this, you know, with some of the feedback that I give, it's not feedback, it's my opinion, but I watch some of the stuff that we watch, and I'm like, I don't like the choreo here. I don't like this doesn't fit. I would get rid of all that choreo. And it's not because people do say this, you just hate dancing. No, I don't. I want things to have a point. Besides, like, just capitalism, right? I want it to make sense. This choreo makes sense to me. This is perfect within the video. It makes sense to me. So I'm like, yes, give me more of that. Give me more Jung Ho's voice and eyes. I win. Next up, number 13, Diminish. Not only is it the voice, This is a great little mini film. Not only is the cinematography amazing, the way that the cinematography is complemented by Dimash's voice, like you can tell if this is your first time or second time or ninth time or whatever, it just goes through you. It just goes through you. That transition of Dimash falling in the water and then him screaming the lyrics and then eventually his face holds and then he drowns is so powerful. It's so perfectly done. And I don't know if this is right or not. I feel like it's right. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. I want to say I remember somebody telling me that this was funded by Dimash. He paid for this himself. And I think you wouldn't know that. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't watch this and not think that it's not high budget, corporate, like, blah, blah. Yeah. And I mean, there's a budget for sure. Awesome. That's a good one. It's a long one, but it's a good one. Next up, top 12. Stray Kids from Kingdom. A mashup of different songs done live that well. The choreo with them, with the cameras. I love the reactions of the people backstage. I love that. I know it's not technically a video, but it is because you watched it right here, so I can't lie. Yep. And Han in that hat is so good. I can't get enough of it. Yep. That's a good one. Number 11.
It tastes like cigarettes. I hit it every chance I get. Girl, you got me dripping sweat. You pull me back every time.
Now, admittedly, I kind of struggled between this video for him and the one where he's in the tank and then it gets locked and then the people come up and start tapping the glass. What was the name of that one? High Alone, that's right. So I struggled between these two, but the reason I went with this one was, one, when I think of Jackson Wang, I think of this. I think of this video. And also the difference is, while the cinematography and storytelling of High Alone is fantastic, the choreo of everything involved with this was so much more complex. And I have to give it the props that it deserves. It's so good. Number 10, we are now officially in the top 10. Lay. Lit.
Look at me go. You know what I'm saying. What do you want from me? They got eyes.
What I love so much about this is the generational translation that Lay is doing through this video. We have the traditional, historical Chinese culture. The way that he presents this translates all of the culture and also adds the modern flavor. That he has this dance sequence surrounded by these soldiers of a historical nature. Brilliant. And the inclusion of the instruments as well into this very modern beat. Brilliant. Number 9, Youngblood Zombie. The inclusion of this is such a powerful piece that even if you don't understand all of the context around that, you still understand something as simple as this right here. Number 8, Take What You Want. 1OK Rock. One of my favorite things about 1OK Rock is the way that they interact with the audience. I think it's phenomenal. I think Taka is such a good stage man and such a good leader across all of the videos that we've seen of them. He does such a good job of controlling the group. It's so good, right? When I was presented this video, it was a request from John Reeves. He loved it so much. This was the one that he chose for his request, and I love it, obviously. Once we launched it, the comments flooded in with people saying that this moment of silence here was a tribute to Chester Bennington, the lead singer of Linkin Park, who took his own life. But as much as that is a very powerful statement, there is nothing to support that. So as much as I love the idea that that extremely powerful moment, that moment of silence with this Japanese audience, extremely respectfully, is like, to me, that made the video when I heard that. But if it's not true and supported, it's just not true. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like, I still think that moment is such a powerful moment. And my understanding also is that Taka, when he does this song at the shows, he does the same kind of moment at each of the shows. And really, depending on where you are, you're going to get a very different experience. Number 7, Legends Never Die. To me, if you end up with a live performance on this list, it's not because of the cinematography. It's not because of the camera work. It's because the performance is so unbelievably powerful that it moved me in such a way that it blew my friggin' mind. This is one of those times. That last frame, after she finishes, nothing. That's respect. Look at that. So good. Fierce is the perfect word. Next up, number 6, Falling in Reverse.
All it takes is one pulse with some full of dominoes. You'll never get rid of me. Too many enemies whipping my imagery. You know my history. It ain't a mystery. Put every enemy out of their misery. Somebody send me some positive energy. I'm about to go dark. I'm about to go Disney. Into the darkness, into infinity. Shut you motherfuckers up. Listening?
I almost put the reimagined cover of Last Resort on here, which was the first video I watched from Ronnie, Falling in Reverse. Because that one, just the way that they filmed it was very specific in a couple moments, and I thought it was so incredibly well done. But from a storytelling standpoint, it was tough, even between this one and Prequel. But this is pretty epic. And it was hard. It was hard to pick because even Prequel, it's a different type of, it's still storytelling, it's still epic, but this one just took the cake for me. Breaking into my top 5, August D with Amygdala. The fact that the D-Day concert ended with Yoongi walking through that white door again was very necessary. It was a really brilliant way to portray the evolution of his journey and that there was closure. Admittedly, there was also a big proponent to the fact that we as ARMY also kind of needed to see that happen. Because when this launched, there was a concern there, like, is he okay? Like, I know this is like a while ago, kind of, but like, is he okay now? To see him walk through the door was what I think the perfect ending to D-Day. I think even the tiniest details of the fact that here we're seeing both versions of Yoongi. Here he's trying to get the door open, but look at the difference even in the length of his hair versus his future self. Talking what, maybe 6 months or something like that? If you want to hear what Yoongi's got to say, like what he's really got to say, you gotta pay attention to his music. But as far as I can tell, his whole language is based around music. Sometimes those messages are lyrical, and sometimes they're kind of symbolic and hidden away within the way he puts the music together. And the way that he put together D-Day is a perfect example of that. He's got some sharp edges. Now he's got some soft edges too. Like, I'm not gonna say he's not like a mean guy, but he's also very guarded. So if you really wanna kind of see what Yoongi's about, it's all in his music. Next up, number 4. DPR Ian, Seraph, One Shot, Mood, and Ribbon. This is the official Mito movie part 1. Part of the reason this exists on this list, aside from the fact that it's unbelievably spectacular, is the fact that Ian does all of his own editing. He is the guy behind this whole scene. Now, also as context, because again, a lot of you are watching this stuff for the feast, but he has different sides of him that he has to kind of make sense of, and he uses his art as a way to like have visual displays of what he experienced. It was one of the coolest moments to be in a live stream, making fun of you all for being such bozos, and he was paying it. Yeah, it was so freaking cool. We clicked on his profile. I'm like, is this somebody pretending to be Ian? Yeah, it was awesome. We're down to our top 3. Rightfully so. Number 3 is part 3 of Money Game from Ren.
Mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she.
The choreography of all the moving parts to that, plus Ren's message, the way that he story tells through the song, all the imagery, phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Also, something to appreciate about this is that we're looking at our top 3 videos. This is my top 3 videos of all time that we have watched, and we have watched something like 2,500 videos on this channel. Ren is an independent artist. His art speaks for itself. Number 2, Ren and Chinchilla.
Big Bobby, I'll push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh mama, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh mama.
And once again, just in case you didn't catch it, that was done live. Everything you just saw and heard was done in that hallway as you watched it. Because of that fact, and because of the fact that both of these are independent artists that get to their own creative control, spectacular. Yep, there is nothing cookie cutter or formulaic about this. This is what art looks like. Before we give you number 1, I'm going to show you some honorable mentions.
깜치지 말 지겹다 나를 위로 불 지겹다 역사로 살 지겹다 죽이는 삶이 더 지겹다
이런 빌어먹을 세상 나만 혼자 바보 됐어 갈 길을 잃은 채 갈 것을 잃은 채 나만 바보 됐어 Many things we can't control I hope you know it's better to try Cause one day we'll run out of
London City, far from pretty. 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive.
사랑이라 믿을 때쯤에
넌 왜
불행에 불을 지피는데 해가 비춰지기를 나 바라봅니다. 하지만 보내줄게. 이제 두 손을 놓지만 내 맘도 똑같아. 널 위해 이쯤에서 끝내는 게 맞는 것 같아. Yet to come, we're gonna touch the sky for the day we die. My days yet to come. 자 이제 시작이야. The best yet to come.
My favorite video of all time that to me has had the biggest impact.
보고 싶다. 이렇게 말하니까 더 보고 싶다. 너의 사진을 보고 있어도 보고 싶다. 너무 약속한 시간. 나는 우리 겁니다. 이제 얼굴 한번 보는 것도.
The reason Spring Day is #1 for me, when you take my initial journey into BTS and into YouTube, this video had a lot of different layers for me. I learned a lot about a lot of things from just watching this video. Part of that was from the fact that I learned about the tragedy itself, which in and of itself is gut-wrenching and heartbreaking on so many levels. But it got deeper for me because when I watched this video, if you remember, I had such a reaction to this video because I didn't know about the tragedy. I was watching this and doing what I do, which is I'm interpreting this as to what I see the imagery and the lyrics meaning and how I receive that. And I interpreted all of this as loved ones lost. And I've had people that have taken their own lives, that have said goodbye to us in their own ways and from their own decisions and choices. And this video and song wrecked me. It still wrecks me. I understand that when it was made, as far as the video goes, it represented the tragedy, the fairy tragedy. I know that. But that's not what it means to me. I carry this in a very different way. And everybody says, BTS, no skips. I skip Spring Day. I do. It's too hard. This song wrecks me. When I pressed play on this video to show you my #1, my chest is shaking. I feel the adrenaline, I feel the feelings, I carry it for different reasons. To me, it represents a very important choice that I had to make in my journey, which was, I'm gonna stand by what I believe in, regardless of what everybody says. Because when so many people jumped on board and said, hey dummy, shut up, I don't care what you think it is, that's not what it means. It's about this. Watch this video, dummy. Okay, I'll watch the video, but that's not how I received it. And I carry that. So I learned a valuable lesson. Death of the author. We carry things as we receive them, and it changes us.